And we are live with Lunch Break Live. Take it away, Gina. Let's get cooking.
Okay, everybody. So we're going to start with our Beyond Meat, which we all love, of course. We're going to open up this package. We're going to bloop right into the bowl. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get started on the first items, which are the green onions and your apple. So you want to start with this because you have to saute it and then it needs to cool down before you add it to the other ingredients. So you want to just chop your green onions real finely. You're going to do about a half of the bunch, depending on how big it is. And it might sound like a lot for, just 1 pound of the Beyond Meat, but they are going to simmer down. They're going to simmer down now. They're gonna, soften up, and it's gonna seem a lot smaller. So like I said, 1/2 to 1 full bunch, depending on the size. So today I'm looking at this, and you could probably get away with half a bunch today. Set that aside. You want to do a quarter of an apple, quarter of a green apple, not red, so you want it more crispy. And you're also going to cut this very finely. So just slice it into really thin slices. Don't cut your finger like I almost just did. And then you want to, what I do is I just layer it on top of each other to make it faster. Cut these little slices in half. And then we're gonna chop them up really fine. Not too fine, but fine enough that you don't have giant pieces of apple in your burger. It's just gonna add a little bit of flavor. So chop it up finely. I'll show you guys as soon as I'm done with this. And this meal comes together so fast, and it's one of my family's favorites. And I'll explain to you the name Meat Love Burger because I know it sounds kind of funny, and it is. So you guys can see here, you got little fine pieces of green onion, fine pieces of green apple. Take it over to your stove, and depending on what kind of pan you're using, if you're using a non-stick pan, you can get away with just like one little drip maybe of oil. I use an oil that doesn't have a lot of flavor, so I like either sunflower or safflower because it doesn't really affect the flavor of the food. I typically like olive oil, but for something like this, I use one of these. So sunflower or safflower. I'm not using a non-stick pan, so I'm going to use 2 little drops of the oil. It's about, a table and a half of oil. You're going to put this into the pan on low heat. Very low, because you don't want it to burn. You don't want it to actually cook. You're just going to saute this. Let's get that in there.
Wow, we have never had the best meat lovers burger ever. So exciting. 100% plant-based, and we've never had apples in a vegan burger. This is so exciting, Gina. Back to you.
You saute that. Thank you. Yeah, and so I'll explain here where the name came from. We have our best friends are from Haiti. And so the husband has a little bit of a thick accent. And they had burgers at our house. And he was trying to say, this isn't like a burger. This is like meatloaf. And he was trying to say meatloaf, which it doesn't taste like meatloaf, but it's really damn good. So that's where the name came from. So you're going to take, while that is sauteing, and you want to keep stirring it as you're going, but while that's sauteing, you want to chop up your parsley really fine. So use the curly parsley, not the Italian parsley. What I do is I kind of hold it like this, kind of shave it off the stems, which saves some time because you don't want to get the stem in there. So if there are stems left, you want to pull them off. You want to end up with only your parsley as much as possible. It's not always possible to get rid of all of it, but get rid of as much as you can of the stems. And then you're going to chop it really fine. And like I said, this comes together super quick. There's not a lot of cleanup because you're really only using a cutting board and the knife, you know, and your one little pan and the bowl. So this is a great weeknight meal, and you're getting these great phytonutrients. So, you know, some people don't like the idea of using prepackaged stuff, but you're getting some really good stuff in here too. You know, the apples, they have nutrients in them that help with allergies. They actually help to knock down your allergies. You're getting the parsley here, which has detoxifying properties, so that's going to help. The lemon that you're going to use in this is excellent for detoxifying. It's also one of the richest sources of vitamin C, way more than orange juice. So people always think, oh, I got to, you know, drink orange juice to get my vitamin C. Now go for lemon. Do like a lemon smoothie or lemon juice. And that's going to really help you with asthma, with allergies, everything.
Now
So,
you
like I
wrote.
said,
Now I was going to say you wrote an incredible book, an award-winning book called "What the Fork: The Secret Disease," and you are a certified integrative nutrition specialist. So take note, everybody. Lemons.
Yes,
back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was almost 6 years ago now that it came out. Okay, so like I said, you want to keep stirring your apples and your parsley to make sure that they don't burn. What you want to do is you want the green onions, or I'm sorry, your green onions in your apple. You want the green onions to wilt. So you want them to be dark green and you want them to be completely wilted when you take these off the stove. And then, like I said, you're going to want to set these aside and you're going to let them cool, because you don't want to put it in with the other ingredients when they're too hot. So I'm going to take these off. They're basically done about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is. So here's your apples and your onions. So like I said, set these aside. You're just going to throw your parsley in the bowl. You are going to first, sorry, I almost forgot. You want to grate about half of the lemon rind. So not the full lemon, but you want to grate about half of it straight into the bowl before you juice it. I've done it after. It doesn't work out too well. A couple times I forgot. Had to try to go back, and I didn't have an extra lemon in the house, so there was just lemon flying all over the place.
Love this. I have to tell everybody about the fact they can go over to UnChainedTV on our new streaming platform and see Gina's incredible presentation and basically conference that you had on plant-based eating and lifestyle, everyone. So you can find that. You can also find Gina on her podcast.
Yeah,
there's a little bit about that while you're cutting up the lemon here. Take it away.
Okay. Yeah, well, as far as the health conference goes, so let me tell you this real first. So after you do the grated rind, then you take anywhere from quarter to half of the lemon and squeeze it in. And that's just going to depend on the size. So here's, you know, about a half. But if you have a real small lemon, you can do a little more. If you have a really big lemon, you can do a little less. I love this juicer. Keeps your hands clean. So squeeze that right in. And then you're just going to add a couple dashes, depending on how spicy you like things. I like them pretty spicy, so I do about 3, 4, 5 dashes of that. You're gonna do basically like a tablespoon of your Graze. This is about the only brand I've ever seen, but it's the mango chutney. So you can measure it out. I kind of do everything. I eyeball it now because I've made this so many times, but you just do a little bloop, roughly a tablespoon of that in there. And then you literally just mix it all up. So once your green onions and your green apple are done, you're gonna put those in the bowl, You mix them all together. Oh, sorry, I forgot one of the most important things. And then I'll get to what you were saying, Paige. 1 tablespoon, or excuse me, 1 teaspoon. Kill everybody. 1 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of salt. And I've got the pink Himalayan salt, which is really good for you. It's not, a health food, but better than the traditional salt for you. So 2 teaspoons of that, and then you mix all that in. So yeah, Paige, as far as the health conference goes, you can see a couple of the episodes now on Unchained TV. I'm working on getting some of the other ones edited. It was a 2-day, all-day event in Costa Mesa, California. We had incredible speakers. As you know, Paige, you were there. Dr. Michael Clapper, we had Dr. Brooke Goldner, Dr. Joel Kahn, we had Dr. Goldner's husband, Thomas Tadlock, who's the master metabolism guy. He can teach you how to burn fat faster than anybody. Dr. Angie Sadeghi, who's a gastroenterologist. It just featured everyone. Ocean Robbins from the Food Revolution Network. And like I said, it was 2 full days of just back-to-back presentations filled with information that's really, really useful. Not just, hey, here's why you should go vegan, but actually how to do it, all the ways that it changes your body. So we had a lot of medical practitioners who attended, and some of them said it was the best conference that they've ever been to. So I was very proud of that conference and hope to do it again in the future. But you can see it all on, some of it on Unchained TV right now. Well, we should have the rest of it over there pretty soon. And then if you want to watch the full thing, it's all up on my YouTube channel, which is Plants and Politics. Or you can even listen to it on a podcast, where I'm on all of the different platforms.
Amazing. Okay, break it out again. What is going on in the bowl that you have there? We're going to bring it back to the recipe. What's in the bowl?
So in this bowl, you've got the Beyond Meat, just 1 package, and you can double everything. But you've got the chopped parsley, curly parsley. You do about 1/2 bunch, depending on the size of the bunch. And you can play around with it as you make it more over the years, because you're going to love it. You're going to make it more than once. You've got your lemon rind, so 1/2 of a lemon rind. You've got anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of a lemon juiced, depending on the size. 1 teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of salt. You've got 1 tablespoon roughly of the mango chutney, and then 4 to 5 dashes of Tabasco, the Chipotle Tabasco. So not traditional Tabasco, but actual Chipotle Tabasco. And then you've got your green onions and your green apple sauteed until, like I said, until the green onions are just a little mushy. And you're going to put those in the bowl. You mix it all together, and you can make 3 to 4 burgers, depending on if you want 1/3 of a pound or 1/2 of a pound or 1/4 pound for each burger and how many family members you have. I won't mix them up because then my hands will be filthy, but I'm going to show you guys. I made some of these up earlier this morning. Here's what they look like. Now here's a real key and something that you need to do. You do not want to just throw these on the grill. You want to put these in the refrigerator, cover them up. You can put them on foil or on parchment paper like I have. You want to put these in the refrigerator and chill them for a minimum of 1 hour. You can even make them the night before, and you can chill them overnight. So they're actually going to come out even better, because then the flavors really meld together. But you can't just throw them on the grill, because they're so juicy. There's so much liquid and so much going on in there that they will break apart. They will just fall apart on the grill. So you have to chill them. Works best if you have Beyond Meat that is chilled. Another thing I want everybody to know is that I would not recommend using other meat substitutes. I've tried it with other meat substitutes, and they tend to break apart and be very crumbly. You can't even really form the patties with them. You can with Impossible meat, but here's the thing. Impossible meat tastes too much like beef. And this recipe came from, the original recipe was made with turkey meat. So I've been making this for decades, it seems like. And the Beyond Meat, for some reason, tastes more like the original burger, like I used to have it when I used to be a meat eater. The Impossible meat, because of the flavor, it just doesn't go well with these ingredients. So you can try it, see if you like it. It wasn't horrible, but the Beyond Meat is far better.
And we're making your best meat lovers burger ever. So, all right, great. What's next? We're so excited.
So that's it. You mix it up, you put your patties together, you put it in the fridge, you let it chill, throw it on the grill. You're going to cook it for anywhere from, 5 to 7 minutes on each side. You want it to be a little charred. That's when the flavors really come out. This is a completed burger. I already put some mayonnaise, put some vegan mayonnaise on my bun here. This is what you're going to end up with. It is, and it's so delicious that one time I even forgot to put mayonnaise on my bun, and I was halfway through the burger before I even realized, because it was so good and it was so juicy as it is. But I use Best Foods vegan mayonnaise for anybody who may not know that this is out there, but you can use, any kind of vegan mayo. And then top it with your Chipotle Tabasco, or I like to put it in a little container on the side and I dip each piece because I like a lot of that spice. But that is it. It is super simple, comes out so fast. Like I said, it's a perfect weeknight meal. Yes, it's not all whole food, but it contains a lot of good stuff, a lot of phytonutrients. And your kids are going to love it.
The kids are going to love it too. We have a question. Do you use vegan cheese? And what is your favorite?
I do. I'm not a huge cheese person, but it depends on which type of cheese. Now, on this burger, you don't need any cheese. Other people may want to try it with cheese, but I wouldn't personally put it on this burger. I don't know if the flavor would be right. On other burgers, it depends. I like Miyoko's. I love Miyoko's brand. I like her farmhouse cheddar slices. If I'm going to do like a ground cheese or, something like for a taco, I like Chow. I also like Violife. They make a really great brand. They make a really great cheddar if you want to top a taco with that. So yeah, it just depends on what the dish is, but those are some of my top brands, my go-to brands for cheese.
Amazing. All right. Well, we're going to go out with one more shot of that delicious vegan burger. Everybody take a look, made with Beyond Meat. How delicious.
So good.
It looks amazing. Incredible, Gina. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Lunch.